So, Ravinder Singh, the poster boy of love in India, and love and singledom. That's very rare, right? Huh? So, talk about finding love in the age of social media. Very tough.
I think it's easy to find love. It's difficult to sustain it.
हाँ.
क्योंकि अगर आपको मिल गया तो कोई और भी ढूंढ रहा है. I think internet has made it so much easier. So love at first sight has now moved at love at first swipe also. But because there are so many options,
Yeah.
that is the real problem.
हाँ.
अगर हमको एक खरगोश पकड़ना है ना तो मैं पकड़ लूंगा. If there are so many rabbits, I will be distracted. So it's very difficult to catch that rabbit now. Exactly, this is the case with love in these times.
I don't think women like to be called rabbits, but I get your point.
I am not making this statement about women. There are male rabbits and there are female rabbits. ये दोनों के लिए है. So we are, if we can call somebody a bumblebee,
Right.
rabbits is a nice cuter animal than a bee is gonna sting. Rabbit is cute.
But so I meet so many young people now from my advanced age who tell me marriage, who wants it?
Yeah.
And children, though, no way. We have no desire to reproduce. Is that so?
It is becoming that case, but not everyone thinks that way. There are men and women, and there is nothing right or wrong about it. I think people have been socially conditioned to think that क्योंकि पिताजी और मॉम ने भी शादी की थी, हमको भी करनी है. क्योंकि बट नाउ पीपल आर टेकिंग अ मोमेंट एंड सेइंग एक सेकेंड, क्यों करनी है, व्हाई? आई मीन आई विल डू इट इफ ओनली आई वांट इट. बट देयर यूज्ड टू बी टाइम एंड देयर इज स्टिल टाइम इन द हैमलेट्स ऑफ दिस कंट्री, इन विलेजेस, कि भैया 18 साल की लड़की होगी तो शादी कर दो, आप तो एज के ऊपर हम बात कर रहे हैं. पीपल आर टेकिंग अ मोमेंट बैक कि divorces are getting rampant, heartbreaks are getting rampant. So why should I share my space with somebody else? The physical space, the mental space, the emotional space. Why should I deal with this problem if only my parents want this and not me? Lot many people want this for themselves, but now that they are on the ship, they feel that I wanted it, but this is not my cup of tea. I am out of this. So when people are seeing other people make those choices, they are like, एक सेकंड रुक जाते हैं, कोई जल्दी नहीं है. Let's learn from other people's mistakes. Do I really want it? I think it's a sane choice. It's a better choice. So marriage is still, I would rank it like slightly lower than producing a kid. Do I really want a baby? Am I prepared? Oh my God. और क्या पता ये बड़ा होके शाहजहां बनेगा कि औरंगजेब बनेगा कि मुझे को डाल देगा जेल में,
मेरी तरह बन जाए
या मेरे. So you don't know. And अगर वो नहीं है, lot of people are saying that यार, when the kid perhaps is not going to look after me for a long time, the whole idea was, at least Indian culture में था कि बच्चा बड़ा होके मेरे पुष्प को आगे बढ़ाएगा. अब वो कह रहा है कि मुझे अपनी प्रॉपर्टी चाहिए, मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे वो चाहिए. And then the whole idea is that, do I really want a baby? Or because everyone says कि अब तो शादी होगी, the logical, the next step is कि बच्चा पैदा करना है. So people are taking a moment back कि क्यों करना है. People are taking a moment back कि मुझे जॉब क्यों करनी है. COVID has changed our perspective कि यार एक ही जिंदगी है, कब मर जाए पता नहीं. Let me live my life. And does living my life mean कि मुझे travel पे जाना है, मुझे ये करना, मुझे खेती बाड़ी करनी है. I will experience life my way and then I will die. I think that is becoming a food for thought for so many people, and this is the beginning of that change. People were never into casual relationship. People are commitment phobic. There are people who don't want to give commitment just because they feel यार मुझे जाना ही नहीं है इस गले में. And there are dating apps which are making these status की, do you want a serious relationship? Do you want a casual relationship? Choose for yourself. There is nothing right or wrong, and yet people want to judge whatever. So many married people judge other people dating and casual and open relationship because they want to have that and they are not getting it. So मैं कह रहा be a human. Yeah. Be honest. Yeah. Let others live their life on their terms and conditions, and you live your life on your terms and conditions. Yeah.
But there are two things here. One is, of course, the expectations from your family. You still have to manage that, unless you're lucky enough that you have also educated or socialized your parents into believing what you believe. That's rare.
That is rare.
The other point is, of course, the resilience, emotional resilience. Now people don't have the patience also, you know. I mean, who's going to suffer someone's tantrums?
True.
You know, if this person is a man child, let him get out of my life. Or
Yes.
if this woman is just being difficult, I don't need to deal with it. There are
Yes.
two points to this, right?
It is. So let me take that first one as example.
Yeah.
Parents.
Yeah.
Generation gap will always be there.
Right.
There will be a generation gap between me and my next generation. The whole idea is I have to tell my parents I am born with my heart and my mind. I will live my way. Just because you have produced me, don't dump the baggage of emotions on me or expectations on me. I never asked you to live a certain way. Your parents asked, you gave them what they wanted. I am not that person. I live in a different era and I have done really good for me. I have taken the whole clan ahead. We are a prosperous family. We weren't. So there is something that I bring to the table with that maturity because I have proven my mettle. Let me also tell you that I am entitled to live my life on my terms.
Right.
I will not live. I'm so sorry. I will not live.
Yeah.
Do I care about your emotions? Yes.
Yeah.
Can I do, if you want A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, maybe I can give you A, B, C, D, E, F. But if you tell me that your happiness is in my producing a son or a daughter for you, you will be gone one day. Why do I take care of them? Unless until I really want to take care of them. Why do I produce a life? I'm sorry. I'll give you all the happiness that I can give you. But when it's about creating a new life and if I am not subscribing to it, or if your happiness is in making me live with somebody else and I'm not happy, how can I give you happiness if I'm not happy? So let me give you all the happiness that I can give. But there is certain happiness. I will not give you happiness at my cost.
Yeah.
And this will have long-term repercussions. It's not कि यार आपको इंजीनियरिंग करनी है तो आप साउथ इंडिया जाके 4 साल रहो. मैं वो कर लूँगा. मैं करके आया हूँ. मैं कहीं भी जा सकता हूँ. But I can't change my life to make you happy.
Right.
I think that's where I draw my line.
What about emotional resilience, patience, tolerance? You know?
These will take a toll. You can't get everything in life. You have to cherry pick your battles. You will let go certain things and you will take certain things. If my emotional well-being is so important for me, I will choose that. If my physical well-being is more important, perhaps I will choose that. It's always a barter. Any relationship will demand certain sacrifice because you want something else in return. That is the whole thing. Parents also have to compromise on emotions, on letting go. ठीक है, मतलब मेरी चाहत है पोते पोते नाती की, but मेरा बेटा अगर खुश नहीं है तो वो कैसे करेगा? That is the whole thing. So it has to be an equality in emotional sharing between that generation and my generation and the next generation also.
So there's no hierarchy anymore.
It isn't.
Yeah.
It isn't. It is always. I am so glad that my parents took care of me when I was growing up. I am taking care of them, taking them to the hospitals, being there for them. I would have quit my job and settled abroad long back when I was with Infosys and Microsoft. I chose to stay back because my parents are here. They won't move. That is my sacrifice for my parents. So I can do so much. Emotionally, I think about them. I wake up in the middle of the night. I go and just check on my mom. Is she breathing? Just like that. So I am very emotional. But nowhere my parents can dictate that you should live a life on our terms and conditions. And I think pretty much you have to fight for your rights. Every time I feel, I tell youngsters when they say that कि पर mom dad मेरी शादी करा रहे हैं, specifically girls, मुझे तो करनी पड़ेगी. I tell them, try to explain to your parents that this is your life. They cannot decide for your life. They did till you were an adult. जब तक नहीं हो, जब तक आप बच्चे थे, teenage में थे, तब तक ठीक है. And the example that I give that, look at our freedom fighters. They fought for the countrymen. They took a stand. You take a stand for yourself. I know it's going to be a difficult battle, but fight for yourself. That is my only message to them. Fight for yourself.
Ravinder, last question. Your target audience is more or less female. You have huge number of women fans. What in your 11 novels?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you learned about what women want?
I don't think I can ever learn what women want. My endeavor is that let me be very honest in what I think, what I have, the way I process. I think the reason women relate to me and my writing is because I'm a very emotional person.
Yeah.
I look at things very differently. I can go out and tell that I'm crying. I love Roger Federer for that. I'm not a
Yeah,
tennis fan.
amazing.
But the fact that, I think, so women started connecting because when I was 26, I'm 40 now. When I wrote my first novel, it was about, there's a guy who has written a book as a tribute to his dead girlfriend.
Yeah.
Do guys like this exist? So ये मैंने नहीं सोचा था, मेरी तो need थी लिखना. I was so emotionally drowned in my relationship that I thought, how do I move on? And for me to move on is like, I want to relive my love story one more time. I have to bring her back in this world in my way. And I will keep her alive in my books forever. One day I will die and I will go. Maybe the next generation will come and read that, okay, there used to be a guy who loved a girl this madly. That was my whole... I was very honest. I think the fact that I brought this honest self out and I told people this is who I am. I have made so many confessions in my books कि मैं ऐसा गलत था, वैसा था. I think it connects a chord कि men can be emotional and perhaps the patriarchy that we live in, somehow because I chose to show the real me, I kind of bubbled up. तो मुझे बहुत सारा attention मिल गया. Maybe I don't deserve this attention. But because there aren't men who are writing about this emotional love, that they can love a girl this madly, is somehow वो कुदरत से ऐसा हो गया. And then they continue to read the same me in so many novels in different, and then they realize that it wasn't just a fluke thing. This guy is like this. This is the reason he